There you go. Okay. All right. Come on. I'm not going to tell anybody you were off getting your manicure, pedicure. I'm not going to tell nobody. I'm not going to tell nobody. Well, why would I tell them that? Then to think you were dandy. I'm not going to tell anybody my dog was dandy. I'm not going to tell them. I'm not going to tell them you were getting your manicure, pedicure. And taking too long and fight me on it and growling at me, gurring at me, and all kinds of mean stuff. I'm not going to tell anybody. You want me to tell them about your new parrot? Huh? I'll tell them about the new parrot. Are you going to come and get up here so we can start this show? I ain't got time for it. No, I ain't got time for it. No, I ain't got time. No, I ain't got time for it. No, we ain't got time for it. No, I'll get ready to do show. I'm getting ready to do show. You do whatever you want. I'll get me a biscuit. I'll have a biscuit, and then I'll start the show. I don't care. I'll start it without you. I don't care. You can't even come up here and say hello to folks. Show them your new show them that you didn't get your manicure and pedicure. Yeah. Well, okay, fine. All right. Well, go on then. We're gonna get this show started. These people ain't got time to mess around with you. You slow poking this. All right. You ready to go? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's go live. We are live. Welcome to MUDDIN and BEAGS, episode 54. MUDDIN is unavailable at the moment, but I guess we'll do a show anyways. I guess. I don't see why not. It's a Sunday night. It's 9 p.m. and folks is hanging out with us. So let's see who's on hanging out with us. Hello, Miss Teresa Gregory. Hello, Miss Hippie Shake. Hello, Lizzo I. And hello, Miss Virginia. Okay, so we is about ready to go here. Let's see. Hello, Siggy. How you doing? What's going on, Siggy? So this week been hot and rainy and busy and just and I've been working really hard to push out my Charlie Kirk EMT stories, and I am making progress. I have tripled my views on my Charlie Kirk investigation over the last week. So I'm making some progress. I am starting to get people interested in doing interviews behind the scenes. So hopefully that'll turn into me being able to present the information here shortly. So that's been taking up a lot of time. But I need to get this story out, and once I get it out, I'm going to let it go. It's once it gets its wings and it can take off and do its thing, I don't have to worry about it no more. It is I'm seeing what the problem is now is that these large channels that are interested in doing this research are they don't see how it's important to the investigation, because the Tyler Robinson investigation, they don't see it correlates to that, and it doesn't. But see, the whole Tyler, the furry, didn't do it. He's just a patsy. He probably planted evidence, and it's just a sham trial. I don't care about any of that. That doesn't interest me. It's just a waste of time. It's just to keep the NPCs at bay. So, but I'm interested in what's real. What can we prove? What is actually important here? And this information is not being shared with the public. There's a very few channels that are aware that there were EMTs on site, but they haven't put 2 and 2 together that the law was broken when they were not allowed to help. When that gets figured out, when people actually realize that there are laws in place and they were broken, then people will care and people will understand. Oh, you decided to show up today. He got his paws done today, and he was fighting me on it. That's why we were late. But so anyways, I'm making progress. I just want to get this story out to the public, because the public is not being told the story. They're basically being told the most they're being told is, oh, there was EMTs on scene. They didn't do anything. There was nothing they could do. That's all they're being told. They're not being told who they were. They're not being told how embedded they were. that how important it was that they were in there, that they were known that they were there, and the laws behind the fact that they didn't do anything. This is all very important information. So I'll be hopefully doing some live streams, sharing this research, and I will post these live streams on my comments section as possible. Hopefully I'll have more of a heads up than usual. The last one I did, I just jumped on in the middle of the show. That was with Alley Top Files. But there are some channels that are, I've got 3 channels that are interested right now, and we're trying to make that happen. So I am making progress. I know that's not what you guys are here for, and it's not what I like to focus on this channel, but I want it. It will help if you guys see these live streams, if you'll just jump on and say hello or leave a comment or drop a like to help the creators that are sharing this information out. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and get the night started off. And usually we just look at very high resolution glass plate negatives and analyze them and go into the old world. And tonight we're not going to do that.
Me? You think you know my struggles, my pain, my journey? Let me tell you something. Don't judge me by what you see or hear. I didn't walk this path to impress anyone. People love to point fingers, to act like they know everything. They don't know my story. You don't know what I had to sacrifice. Because everything I've become was built from battles you never saw.
Alrighty, we are back, and let me go ahead and get that removed from the screens. And I hope you guys might have checked out my latest Pittsburgh Hump Cuts Sanborn Fire Map investigation video. I toiled over how to present that. I tried many different ways of trying to capture that, and the best way was the way I did it with the technology that I have. I don't know. I know what I want to do, but I don't have the technology to do it. And I don't know what technology it would take to do that. So I wanted to basically zoom in and capture the buildings in higher resolution, but it just was not allowing me to capture that the way I wanted to capture it. So I gave up and I compromised. But anyways, that is documented. I tried to find a way to upload all the images. There's I don't know, 170. I don't know. It's 220. It's about 21 gigabytes. I tried to find a way to upload all the images so people could get the images and work with them, but I don't have a way to I can only do 10 gigs at a time, or per section. So I don't know how. I don't have enough space to do it. So I was wanting to provide that, but it's not going to be possible right now. I don't know what to do about that. Because I think that, this kind of research is, very important. It's a data collection that I think could be very helpful to people, especially hardcore researchers. So anyways, that being said, I know you're about tired of me being long-winded. So we're going to do a little something different tonight. I was going to share with you a quick, just as kind of an opening, a quick intro, share of an Instagram account that I like to dive into every now and then just for fun, and just share a little something they shared just because I thought it was interesting. And then when I went to go grab the screenshots for it, I realized that, well, I think we're just going to go look at that account tonight and dive into their pictures. Now they're not high resolution, but I think you guys are really going to enjoy them. So that's what we're going to do tonight, and I hope you will like this. Let's go ahead and add this to the stages. We're going to go look at Urban Remains Chicago. And Urban Remains Chicago is a business that they go in and they remove the architectural elements of this is their website. They remove the architectural elements of old buildings and then they post them for sale. But what's really interesting about them is they do I've shown this website on my channel before, but they do an excellent job at recording the history of these buildings that they're pulling these items out of, and they pull out some amazing stuff. Now, that being said, we're just going to go take a look their Instagram account. We're going to dig around and play for a little bit, and we're going to look at what some of their collections, and I think you're going to be interested in this. So I'll blast through a lot of this. This looks like Art Deco kind of stuff. But there are all kinds of goodies in here. And looks like a Frank Lloyd Wright. Yep, it is. This is an interesting one. Let's see. This is interior and exterior 1888 Inland Architect Press halftone images of Burnham and Roots Rookery Building, 1888, located at 209 South Isabella Street in Chicago. So anyways, some beautiful architecture there. There's the interior. Another exterior. That is really incredible stuff. 1888, banging that out. Look at that at their antenna going up there. Absolutely beautiful. Now I can't zoom in on these, so I know you like it when I zoom in, but you're just gonna have to deal tonight. But I think you'll be able to get a good gander at these things. Look at that glass roof. That is incredible. This one was kind of weird. I remember seeing this one. They're talking about this parking deck here. Now that's not interesting, but what it is when they this is a parking garage and restaurant. They're placed the Adler and Sullivan's Schiller building that was built in 1892 and was demolished in 1961. And when they were digging it out, the foundations, they found these posts here. During excavation for the erection of the garage, the original 50-foot oak wood piles used to support the garret were unearthed and found to be structurally sound and stable. After pile load tests were performed, structural engineers determined that they could be used for supporting the parking garage. So I thought that was really interesting. Really, really interesting. So that's when they're demolishing it. Just all kinds of crazy stuff you're going to find on this. This is Congress Street Expressway, south side of the Adler and Sullivan's Auditorium, built in 1889, is what they're showing there. Oh, look at that beauty. This is, let's see if we can see. Victorian style Frederick Wacker House. I wonder if that's connected to Wacker Drive. in Chicago, built from 1873 to 74, located 1838 North Lincoln Park West. That is beautiful. Oh, look at that. That is just amazing. Very pretty. Oh, man. Oh, my. That'll get you going right there. Look at that. Just the craftsmanship is just top notch. Oh, look at those teardrop windows. Oh, me. Oh, my. Oh, was that? Look at those lion knockers. I said lion knockers. Look at that. Good gracious. Arch windows, but they're really square. This is something you should know. This looks like an arched window, but it's actually a square window. It's a square frame with an arched piece. So when that window goes up, it's square at the top, and the glass is square. Just so you know, it's a cheaper way of building that window, but it still looks cool. Oh my! Look at that. The quality. Oh my goodness. Ooh. You imagine building that by hand. Very nice. Oh, look at that. Good gracious. That's almost too much. I don't know what that is. Let's move on. Hey, little fella. You got any friends? I don't know what this is. Puck. So that must have been Puck we were looking at. That looks like a, if I'm not mistaken, that looks like a frame for a pavement glass, but I'm not sure. I do know that this company, what I tell you, it's a freaking pavement glass. Those are called bullseyes. Those are the original pavement glasses. And they didn't last very long because they were made out of this steel here with the metal, the glass bullseyes, and basically a lady's heel could pop that out, and so they would break real easy. They designed them, and it would have been fine, but except for the fact that you could, if you hit them perfectly, and like even a man's cane could, if you leaned on it, it could push it right through. And so they didn't last very long. And you could find these a lot of times for sale as cracked pieces. They're quite beautiful, but those are the original pavement lights. They're called bullseyes. Very cool sidewalk vault panels, fabricated by Jacob Mark, later Jacob Mark and Sons, based at 7 Worth Street. So look at that beauty. That is what is that? Walter Schlunger's Hotel Sheridan Plaza, 1920 to 21, located on Sheridan Road. Looks like a Lloyd Wright. Yep, it is. That looks like, yeah, that's a Lloyd Wright too. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, my. Image of the Adler and Sullivan's 13-story terracotta Dad Chicago Stock Exchange building, 1894. So this one was built in 1894. Look at that detail. My, oh, my. I'm not sure what that is. It's interesting, though. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, what else we got? Oh, let's see. Print of Richard Bach next to his clay model for an oversized figural panel used on the Hall of Mines and Mining Building in the 1893 Columbian Exposition. Cast in plaster, the panel was likely destroyed during demolition or fire of the building at the close of the fair. Very cool. Looks like let's see. That's a Lloyd Wright. Look at the chimneys, the internal chimneys there. like it's got Mudflood Winters on it too. There's another Frank Lloyd Wright. I don't really particularly. I don't really. I'm not a big fan of Lloyd Wright. I'm just not. It's just not my bag. This is the Sullivan's Auditorium building. It was built in 1899. Closed off to the public in 1941. Used as a World War II servicemen's center. Then they converted the theater stage into a fully functioning bowling alley, as seen here in 1945. Alrighty. Oh, I don't know what I hit, but that's not what I meant to hit. We'll go here. That's where we were. Okay. Get my act together. Looks like a picture show. Oh, there's more images. There's a train for Frankie. I don't know if Frankie's with it or not, but there's a train for Frankie either way. He can have his train. Those are viaducts right there. And yes, Chicago has viaducts. What building is this? This is the Ashland Inn with Greyhound 1947 photographic image of the Ashland Block, Burnham and Route 1892 as it appeared shortly before its demolition in 1949. Alrighty, not too many pictures on that one. Oh, wow. Henry Janeway Hardenberg's German Renaissance style Victorian Dakota apartment building, 1880 to 84, located in New York City on 72nd Street. Look at that iron railing. That I believe that these were technology. That's just my opinion. And, you know, opinions are like tail holes. Everybody's got one. But I believe they are some form of technology, and that's why they got rid of them during the war for the war effort, because they needed the metals. But I do believe it was a way to get rid of them. But look at those dragons. Ooh, look at those lights. Oh, my. Got you an engine. And this company, they go in and they pull these pieces off and then they sell them. And they're very expensive. But, more power to them. They're saving this architecture. I mean, they've got to go in and remove these things carefully. And then, they document them and they document them, they remove them. And then they also collect information about them to keep the history alive on them, and that's just really a neat thing. So yeah, they're very pricey, but okay, hey, more power to them. They're doing us a service, I think. Oh man, just let me loose in that room. Exterior detail, photographic survey, Henry Janeway's Hardenberg's German Renaissance, blah, blah, blah. Did we already read this? Yeah, we did. So this is from I guess this is all from the Dakota? Maybe? Brooklyn's Haida Ironworks fabricated the distinctive black enameled cast iron moat fence with repeating intertwined wiseband and mythical double dragon sculptures. Yeah, let me loose in that room for about an hour, see if I come back out. Oh, wow. Where's this? Original 1892 James Taylor photographic image of downtown Chicago, Isabella Street. Is Morgan here? Oh, no, that's LaSalle Street. That's close enough. We'll give it to Morgan. Looking from North William Boynton's Board of Trade Building, 1892 to 1929. Note, Burnham and Root's Woman's Temple, 1892-1926, nearing completion. Look at all this Moorish architecture, the turrets and the Antiquitech antennas. That's amazing. Oh my. I'll take one of those, please. Entrance to Masonic Temple, Chicago. Well, we know those guys. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we know those guys. Siggy, you know those guys? Hey, Annie. What's going on with Annie? Do. It's like granite entrance arch 40 feet high by 38 feet wide, led to a great interior skylit rotunda. The Masonic Temple was erected on the corner of State and Randolph in 1892. 21-story skyscraper was demolished in 1939. No Masonic Temple for you. Ha! So we don't get, like, this is what amazes me about this research is when people start looking into Mudflood and Old World and Tartaria. Look at that compass and square and compass up there, and the Oceani within the triangle. Look at those symbols up there. When you first start looking into this stuff, you start seeing the stuff that's kind of obvious. It's like the buildings that are still left, and the buildings where we have really good pictures of. But then there's this next category of stuff that people usually never see, and that's the kind of shit we're looking at here. There's this next level of stuff that was demolished, and there's not a lot of documentation on it, and that's where the milk and honey is, y'all. Oh my. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Look at them Tartarian lines and those portholes, little angels. Torse fields, got the big arch with the two little arches and the porthole in the middle. Oh my, this is the seldom seen 20th century heliotype taken image, blah blah blah. Bayard the Bayard building's upper stories, including cornice. The 13-story New York City skyscraper was completed in 1899. 1899. They did that in 1899, y'all. I'm sorry, that just doesn't go with what I was taught about history at all. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. That dog don't hunt. I don't even know what that is. Exterior detail, a photographic survey of Adolf Zucker and John Edelman Decker, or Union Commercial Building, 1892 to 93, located at 33 Union Square West, New York City, New York. Looks like we've got some more images. I'll let you get a gander at these things. That right there is wild looking. Oh my. Goodness, look at that. Golly. That's just a lot to take in. Like, man. That'll get the juices going right there. Good gracious. Just all this architect. It's just too much little Florida Lake. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh man. How about that? Where am I? Hold on. We'll get back. Don't worry. Calm down. Breathe. H. Richardson's Trinity Church, 1872 to 77, located in Boston, Massachusetts. Curse of building. Okay. By the way, H. Richardson is the dude that built the Pittsburgh Allegheny Courthouse that was so prominent in the Hump cut research that I just recently did. Same guy that was attributed to that. He didn't build shit. He didn't design shit. He's just a name they threw on it. Look at that porthole right there. Look at that. How beautiful. That almost looks Asian right there, that roof. Little gargoyles, little torus fields. Mean old guy. Little phoenix, eagle. Got two different sized people here. Kind of interesting. Or you could even say three. You know, why you know, they say, oh, that they were just, oh, they're bigger, you know, bigger characters in the story, blah blah blah. What if that's like their sizes? I don't know, just something to ponder, something to ponder, something to think about. Give you a little thinking to do. Look at that right there. I mean, good grief. I hope y'all are enjoying this. If you're not, I'm sorry. Deal with it. Half-tone image of sculptor and architectural panel in Atlantic Terracotta Company's modeling room. The ornament was fabricated for the D.H. Burnham and Company's 22-story Flatiron building in 1992, located in New York City. New York City. We got laurel leaf control. Got the circumpunct, the original symbol for the creator. Kind of looks like Medusa right there. I don't know. I'm not sure who that is. Apollo? I don't know. Not sure. I keep hitting that. If you hit off the side, you don't hit that little button just right. It messes up. That's all right. We know what we're doing. We're professionals. That's Art Deco. Not too big on Art Deco. I mean, it's important, but it's I don't feel it's as important as the earlier stuff. What is this? Aerial 1930s aerial photographic print of downtown Chicago. All right. Oh wow. Richard Nichols images of Lewis Sullivan's Farmers and Merchants Bank in 1919, taken a few years before the first edition and drive-through were added in 1960. Sullivan was hired on as an architect by the bank's president, J. Russell Wheeler, in 1919. The letter between Nichol and Wheeler, who at the time resided in Milwaukee with his wife Anna May, are rather illuminating. More on that later. Okay, we'll wait. As for the building itself, the tapestry brick was made in Crawford, Indiana, terracotta by American Chicago, Illinois. The art glass was installed by Lewis Millet. Interior woodwork was executed by Matthews Brothers Manufacturing, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and the marble counters were done by the I don't know, Marble Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Well, who cares? Y'all can read that if you want. It's too much reading. I'm moving on. I want these pictures. Ooh, eagle representing the Phoenix. I love it. Tartarian line. Yeah, I said it. Tartaria, and there's flat earth asterisks. In case you need to know where you're at. And, got more pictures. There's that old Tartarian line again. Another no, it's not. I was thinking maybe that was that shield I was interested in, but it's not. Little Tartarian lines. Look at that thing. Good. That's a bank. I mean, come on. Really? There's the eagle representing the Phoenix. That's a heck of a thing. Let's see. Solomon and Baron's Anison Staggers residence. I wish they freaking capitalized the names like that. 1883, located at 1733 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Demolished in 1909. No home for you. This is the stuff you wouldn't know it was ever there because it's not in the history books. You know, people don't talk about this stuff. They don't this is probably a Taco Bell now. Okay, you can go get your diarrhea here. This is what this is. This is a diarrhea pit stop. That's all that is now. It was this amazing piece of architecture, but now it's, late night gastrometry. Okay, so what else we got here? Sibley Warehouse, fireproof warehouses. Love that word, fireproof. You notice how everything burns down anyways. Kind of interesting. Ooh, what's this? Unedited images of John M. Van Otis A. Waddell II, 1896, YMCA Hotel at 830 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago. All righty. See, I don't. So what else did they get? These are some of the architectural pieces they pulled out. Get a look at that. So those are tiles. Look at that stuff just sitting in the rubble there. This building was in bad shape when they did this. Ooh, he looks like he's got a hard job. All right, let's move on to something else. Ooh, what we got here? Trial removals for the method written on Verso. The image captures John Vinci and David Norris. Photograph 1960. Carefully removing castor plaster ornament in the Garrick Building's auditorium. Star pod panels. Wowzers. Look at that. They got military helmets on. Look at that. That's an up close one. And this is how they. This is another neat thing they do. They'll frame up these things and put a little bit of history on them and some pictures as a piece. When you buy this, you get all this with it. So you get the history, and it's just their presentation is really good. I mean, it's going to cost your ass. I mean, you're going to have to sell some sweet ass to get that, but you know, I don't like sell a little sweet ass here and there. Get what you want. I mean, why not? You got it, flown it. Look at that. I mean, wouldn't that look cool on your wall? Go buy you one today. If anybody got some extra money, buy all of us one. Why not? Nobody got all that. Let's see. Snapshot of an Adler and Sullivan's 3-story Charles P. Kimball House, 1892, located at 22 East Ontario Street, Chicago, Illinois, during its demolition in 1964. So this one's gone too. Gone. Can't see that one. No, sir. Masonic Temple Building, 1892, undergoing demolition, 1839. Oh, wow. Look at that. A lot going on in these pictures. Look at that. My God. Wow. That's a lot going on there. Man, this is kind of stuff architectural students should study. Instead of all those square and glass, metal and steel crap. 1920 photograph image taken from damaged glass negative of Alfred S. Schuler's 14-story white glazed terracotta Cunard building. All right, 1915 and 1962. So they tore it down in 62, I believe. Located 140 North Dearborn Street, Chicago, Illinois. Marshall and Foxwood Theater, 1918 to 1990. And the Adler Sullivan's Schiller Building or Garrick Theater, 1892 1961, are north facing Randolph Street. Okay. Look at the top of that one. Little trolley going around there. Got no more images of that one. Let's see. Adam Summers Dressenberg and Company Building, 1885, located at 251 East Michigan Avenue at Kalamazoo, Michigan. The 3-story commercial brick building with basement, gotta have basement, was erected on the grocer Bernhard Dressenberg. Who's writing these things? By Bush and Patterson by 76 North Burdick Street, a local construction firm. The exterior features Sullivan-esque reddish-orange terracotta executed by the Northwest Terracotta Company, Chicago, Illinois. a stamped pressed galvanized tin cornice and Bedford limestone panels with deeply incised ornament. Well, what else we got there? That's kind of wild looking. It's like, that's weird looking right there. I ain't sure what that's made of. That's pretty cool. Ooh, I like those little pieces right there. Oh, there's a close-up. That is just weird. I don't know. I ain't sure how to describe that thing. I'm not sure I like that. That's a little bit strange there. Oh my, what do we got here? Da, da, da. Mitchelson and Rognestead Garfield Park Fieldhouse, 1928, located 100 Northeast Central Park Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. The spray glazed terracotta ornament was executed by the American Terracotta Company. That's a cool building. Oh my. Oh my, oh my. Ooh, you like that, Hippie? I bet Hippie likes that. The Getty's tomb ornamental cast bronze gates and interior door were executed by the Gale and Town Manufacturing Company. Plaster casts were made of Sullivan's design ornament, i.e., the inner door, and exhibited in Paris and the Art Institute of Chicago. The Indian limestone mausoleum was completed in 1890. Adler and Sullivan Architects. The period image captured shortly after the tomb was built was taken by Ralph Cleveland, who was also documented Adler and Sullivan's guarantee billing 1896. Who cares about that? Anyways, look at that. Good grief. Look at that thing. My goodness. That thing is wild. There's a flat earth asterisk right there. If you can see it. How about that? Need one of those. 1893 lithograph print of Adler and Sullivan's Transportation Building Golden Door at World's Columbian Exhibition. Okay. All right. That's the transportation exhibit. Well, what are we transporting? LSD? I mean, what's going on here? We'll drop a few shrooms and run through this door? I mean, what are we doing here? What is this, the portal to the next life? What is this thing? I mean, come on, man. That's crazy. 8x10 photograph print. George C. Nimmons 7-story Reed Murdoch and Company building, 1914, located at 325 North LaSalle Street, Chicago, Illinois. The red slip terracotta lion heads and balconets were executed by the Midland Terracotta Company, Chicago, Illinois. 3-story clock tower originally housed a steel water tank that supplied water to the building's sprinkler system. Well, that's interesting. A little bit of information there I didn't know about. Okay. Yeah, boring. Woo. Okay. Birmingham and Roots 4-story Romanesque style Art Institute of Chicago, 1896, located at 404 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. The exterior was built using a combination of Connecticut brownstone and Denver red sandstone. The building was later occupied and remodeled, including an additional floor by the Chicago Club in 1893. A partial collapse in 1928 led to the building's demolition in 1929 by William J. Newman Wrecking Company. What are you doing? You nut? Looks very Moorish. Oh my. Man. I like it. yawn. Well, it's not time to yawn. My goodness, no yawning. What's wrong with you? I'm crazy, I think. Detailed image of Healy and Millet designed oversized leaded glass lunette windows in Admiral Sullivan's 1890 auditorium building banquet hall, renamed Rudolph Gans Memorial Hall in 1954. Kind of wild looking. What is this? This looks like, gosh, that looks like something out of a Frank Lloyd Wright house. Uh-oh. I think somebody is ready to do a patrol. So let's go ahead and let him do his patrol, and we'll be back shortly, okay? Hang out, you guys.
I tip too much, let it rain on the wood. Yeah. Say my name back, make me feel like I'm good. Blackout, tend to keep it coming, I'm numb. I paid for your eyes, and I called it love. I don't got prayers left, just receipts. Do the job, but it don't reach shit. You clock my shaking hand, still you don't flinch. I talk to the glass like it talk back quick. Confession in bar stool, I confess in sips. I want you to remember me generous, not crack, not desperate, not venomous. So I throw extra on it like I'm better off. Like my chest don't feel hollow when the liquor's gone. I tell you about her, how I chase that ghost, how she turned my blood to smoke when she closed, how they almost got a knife and it loves my throat. I run to the hurt cause the hurt feels known. Pour it slow, let it blur my shame. Say you alright, like you mean my name. I'm buying seconds of a human face, but it fade when the baseline breaks. I tip too much, let it rain on the wood. Yeah. Say my name back, make me feel like I'm good. Blackout, tend to keep it coming, I'm numb. I paid for your eyes, and I called it love. She text me come through, then she don't unlock. I stand there stupid with the heart on high. I fuck up my pride just to touch that spark, chasing that burn like it owe me a lot. Bartender now like a train mask on, hands keep moving while my story drags on. I say one more, like one more. Fix this guy like a clean new shot, make the past feel soft. I tip for the act, for the patient grin, for the way you don't laugh when my eyes get thin. You ain't my friend, but you let me pretend, and that's the sickest kind of medicine. If she walked in right now, I'd crawl. I'd trade my last breath for her palm, but the door stays shut and the room stay warm. So I drink to a chase that's already gone. I took too much, let it rain on the wood. Yeah. Say my name back, make me feel like I'm good. Blackout, tend to keep it coming, I'm numb. I paid for your eyes, and I called it love. is hurting, head full of her hands still trembling. I bought attention by the ounce tonight, called it connection. Called it connection. Called it connection.
All right, we are back. Okay, sorry for that. He wakes up anytime he eats something or wakes up from a nap. He wants to go out and patrol. Thinks there's a rabbit out there or something. Looks like, I'm not sure. I ain't up on the latest gossip, but it looks like Hippie Shake and Orphan Annie are kicking their husbands around for something. I don't know what y'all be nice to your husbands. Quit beating on them. My goodness, not supposed to beat on your husbands. My goodness, Lord have mercy. We got to be nice to the old man. I'm not sure. I'm being nosy. Okay, I hope y'all are enjoying this little excursion that we're on tonight. A little bit different, I think, but we like to shake up the bag a little bit here and there. Why not? Okay, is this to stage somehow? Don't you just quit your squealing? That is not a remove. And then, okay, so that should put us where we're supposed to go. All right. What is this? Let me make sure. Hush it. Zip it and hush. I'll just show you these windows. I'm not sure how old those are, but they're pretty. I thought it was a Frank Lloyd Wright house, but I don't think it is. This is 1940 terracotta clad stock exchange building, built in 1894, 30 North LaSalle Street, Chicago. Looks like, I wonder what was, looks like something was going right there. Maybe there was some pavement light in front of that building. Hard to tell. Something kind of weird there on the ground. Looks like a World's Fair. Hush it, zip it, shut up. Let's see. Photographic negatives of 1893 World's Columbian exhibition taken shortly after the officially closed on the 30th of October, 1893. Tourist fields. Zip it. I'm done. You done one out. You had your biscuit. Now go nap. Go get on that big sleepy pad right there and take you a big old snoring nap. That's what you need to do. Or go play with one of your 50 toys. This pillar thing with the boats thing is kind of interesting to me. Wonder what that means. It's hush now. You're getting on my nerves. Snip your tail off. You want a tail? You run around here tailless. Be like Midnight the cat. We got a cat down on the farm. He ain't got no tail. I don't know what happened. Well, he's not one. He just showed up one day. We don't know. Look at that, man. Good gracious. The dead white city. Oh no. That's pretty interesting. What is that? Auditorium building, 1899, was completed, including images of exterior hotel and theater. They were only a few I've ever seen before, including this Alban print of Alder and Sullivan's auditorium building, elevator doors, and surrounding leading their tower's 18th floor observatory. So it's like an elevator door. Huh. That's not too interesting. This could be interesting. What we got here? Oh, they're just showing equipment. That's not too interesting. That's more modern. We're not interested in that. We no do no modern. It's like down near the waterfront, I guess. Kaufman and Fabry panoramic photographic of Chicago's Grant Park. Yep, looking south from Art Institute, dated 1903. I'll tell you what, I'm still binge watching the show Shameless. I watch maybe an episode a day if I have time. And I'll tell you what, I'm convinced that the director or somebody of that show is a mudflooder. Because they have this way of showing old world architecture in all kinds of different ways. Almost like they have that mudflooder eye. I wonder who it is. I don't know who would be in charge of that, but kind of interesting. Randolph Street, looking west from Wabash. Birmingham Roots Masonic Building, 1892 to 1939 on the right. So the old Masons lived there. Oh my, what we got here? Henry Ives Cobb's Beauark style Chicago Federal Building, 1905, located at 218 South Dearborn Street, Chicago, Illinois. Portholes up here. Bum, 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 bum. Downtown Chicago. Wolf Point in foreground. Wacker Drive. That is a viaduct. Wacker Drive. Wacker Drive is a viaduct. Looks like the reminds me of the Templar Cross. Hello, Mr. Beagle. What are you doing? Huh? What's going on? You want to come up and say hello to everybody? Yeah, give me little sugars. Thank you. Wonderful. Very helpful. Okay. Okay. Whew. Meat butchers and baby stroller. All right. Original 1890s photograph print with gilded walnut frame of the Caroline West Meat Market located at 502 Wells Street, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Note 1881 Milwaukee Exhibition Building designed by Walter Hallbrook of the architectural firm Edward Townsend Mixed and Company. Looming in the background at 500 West Kilbourne Avenue. Both buildings demolished later by fire in 1905. So no buildings for you. Bum, 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 bum. I know, Beagle. I know. Got a porthole up here. Got ether antennas up there. This is the kissingest dog you've ever seen. He'll about kiss you daggone skin off if you ain't watching. What is this thing? Good grief. Screen grabs from John Vincenti's virtual reality film. Quest to Save Cam Pilgrim Baptist Church. Pilgrim Baptist Church, formerly Kalena. Okay, Kashi, what the hell? I can't synagogue. Some kind of KAM something. Deserves reconstruction and preservation for more than a century. It has been served both Jewish and black communities. For Chicago's Jewish community, it was a major center for Reform Judaism. In 1922, after becoming Pilgrim Baptist Church, it grew in prominence under Reverend Junius Caesar Austin and Sr. with Thomas Dorsey, the choir master, and the church became a leading home of modern gospel music, hosting artists such as Malia Jackson, Sally Martin, and the stable singers. Blah, blah, blah. That's weird. It's got those little Star of Davids on top the way they do. That's kind of, it don't look right with those on there. It looks like some should have had something else up there. I don't know. That's just an opinion. It's an opinion. I don't believe those are original. Those don't look original to me. Those Stars of David there. I don't know. That's pretty. We don't need any of that. What do we got here? Pilgrim Baptist Church. Okay, so this is some more of that church, I guess. Look at that. Doesn't have the... This must be when it was the gospel church. That is a beautiful piece of architecture, yeah. Look at that. Very nice. Well, there's the flat earth asterisk right there, in case you need that, know where you are. I bet this is a lot prettier in person. 1930s interior snapshots of Pilgrim Baptist Church. Okay, so it's the same church. Did a lot of posts on this thing. I don't know what that is. That's a Frank Lloyd Wright. I'm not so. I think Frank Lloyd Wright houses are. I don't think he did them, but I think they're part of the Art Deco era. That those buildings part of that. I think there's something weird about those buildings. They're kind of halfway in between the old and the new world. They're not exactly old world, and they're not exactly new world, and they're an anomaly. Very strange stuff. That was not too interesting. Where am I? Bear with me. Calm down. Don't get your knickers twisted. Hold on. I'll figure it out. It takes me a minute. We'll go right here. Calm down. There we go. Oh, Rothschild and Brothers store taken shortly after it was completed in 1881. That's the Rothschild store. You know who they are. Old bastards. Facade containing excessive use of ornamented cast iron painted light gray to differentiate from the flanking Joliet limestone piers. The building was renovated early by architect Richard E. Schmidt when the Rothschild Company vacated the building in the late 1890s. In 1948, the lower floor was resurfaced in red granite for the Reliance Manufacturing Company. Richard Necker documented its demolition in 1972. Same time Adler and Sullivan's 1893 Chicago Stock Exchange was undergoing demolition. Thankfully, nickel salvaged cast iron cornice ornamented nickel tragically died when both buildings were entering final stages of demolition. That's a pretty one. So I guess they redid the bottom here. What? Oh yeah. See how it used to look down here, and then they brutalized it. That's brutalism. Okay. Brutalism is basically make it look like shit. Look, how do we make this building look like absolute shit? That's brutalism in a nutshell. I don't care who you talk to that says brutalism is the greatest thing since sliced bread. They're an idiot. Brutalism sucks ass. It's the worst thing ever created. The non-extant Frank House was commissioned by successful Chicago businessman Louis Frank with Dankmar, Adler, and Louis Sullivan as architects. In 1884, the house was constructed at 3155 South Michigan Avenue. The slim three-story structure was well adapted to maximize residential space while remaining within the conventional city plot of land. The mansion was crowned and galvanized stamped steel ornament. The facade featured a luxurious 2.5-story projected bay, elaborate portico with arch fretwork, arc glass, and ornamental cast iron exterior newel post and window guards. Prior to its demolition in 1968, no building for you. The building was housed in Illinois Institute of Technology's Vandercook School of Music. The images below offer a provocative visual record. Ooh, a provocative. I like provocative. As documented by Richard Nickel, the house as it appeared days before its demise in the summer of 1968. Salvaged elements live on in private collections and institutions. All right. So that's the Vanderbilt College of Music. That's a pretty one. Look at those windows right there. Little circle punks right there. Original symbol for the creator. There's some more right there. Oh, that's pretty cool. Little squeaky tail. Look at there. They're taking the pieces off there. How beautiful. Well, you got to hand it to these people that go in there and do this work, because it ain't easy. It's hard to put this stuff up, and it's even harder to take it down, because you've got to be very careful. You're prying and chiseling and cutting and all kinds of stuff to get stuff off, and you're trying to preserve things. It is very difficult. That's why most of these things just get demolished. That's the truth. I saw a thing the other day saying that, I don't know if this is true, but I thought it was interesting nonetheless. It actually made sense, but I'll have to look more into it. Don't take this with a grain of salt. They were saying these doodads up here, I forget what they're called, these doodads that hung above the up on the ceiling, when they were gas lamps, that the heat would rise and they would have ventilation in these things, and the heat could rise and go up through the ventilation. And then later, when they changed it over to electric, they covered in, or they changed them. And I thought that was interesting, because originally they probably were part of the wind catcher systems, and they had etheric lights. So just something to think about. There's that looks like, yeah, that's that piece right there. See, that's interesting how that picture's cool, but it doesn't do the piece justice. That's what it looks like in real life. How cool is that? I think it's cool. But what I think is cool, Miss Annie's not going to think it's cool. She's going to be like, that's not cool. And Siggy's like, that's just stupid. Show me some hump cut pictures, would you? We know Siggy likes hump cut pictures. Let's see. Clinton J. Warren, 17-story Unity Building, 1891, located 127 Dearborn Street, Chicago, Illinois. That's what that sucker is. Look at those porthole windows right there. You can see how they're open or closed right there, and they're open here and here. And this one's halfway open. Those are porthole windows. That's part of a wind catcher. Ventilation systems. They're air ventilation systems, and they had all different kinds. They're very, very cool stuff. Oh, that I need one of these. Whatever that is, I need one. Like, place an order, please, for this. Yes, this. No, I'm not crazy. I'd like one of these, please. Yes, I imagine will cost millions and millions and millions of dollars. I don't know. I'll have to start a GoFundMe. Go fund my big castle home GoFundMe page. Yes. .com. www.fundmycastle.com. GoFundMe. Original George R. Lawrence photographic print of a Cobb and Frost Romanesque style Palmer Mansion or Castle, 1885, located at 1350 North Lakeshore Drive, Chicago, Illinois. All right. And they sold and salvaged during the auction and demolition in 1950. So they tore this down in 1950. So no, we're never going to see this one. Never going to see that one. You know why? Because they demolished it. Ha! Take that. Jules Building of Chicago. What that? Ooh. Oh my. Look at the Mudflood Wonders. And there's Fred right there in the corner. 1872 construction photographic image of the Edwards Building, First National Bank, 1872 to 1883, located at the southwest corner of the state of Washington Street, Chicago, Illinois. That one's nice. Look at that. Look at that big art. Oh, goodness. That is nice. It's like some Art Deco stuff. Oh, it's Frank Lloyd Wright again. I think Frank Lloyd Wrights are basically Art Deco homes. I think the Art Deco buildings, I think they're I believe there's something weird about them, but I'm not determined what is going on there. It could have something to do with a change in the matrix, which is a little bit complicated for most people to wrap their head around. But this is the original 1931 to 32 snapshots of Adler and Sullivan's 3-story brick Lamont limestone John Borden residence located 3949 South Lake Park Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. The house was demolished in 1955. So you don't get to see this one either. No home for you. See, we don't get to see that. Why not? Because it's gone. That's the last time you ever see it, I imagine. Let's see. Exterior and a few interior images of Birmingham Roots 10-story red sandstone Society for Savings building 1890, located 127 Public Square, Cleveland, Ohio. All right. I know this building. I remember this building from when I did my Cleveland, Ohio video, which is actually still up, I believe, on Michelle Gibson's channel. It's I forget what it's called. It's like a Christmas story, Cleveland, Ohio Mudflood tour, something like that. What's weird is that the music in there, I got copy striked on the music and they took the video down on my channel, but for some reason they never took it down on Michelle Gibson's channel because she liked it. She put it on her channel and it never got taken down on her channel. So I don't really understand what happened there, but it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. And it was so much of a pain in the ass. I'd never remade it. I really should make a different version of that video of all the images that I had for it. I thought that video was really cool, but it is what it is. What is this? Oh, this work in progress exterior image of the Lewis Sullivan's People's Savings and Loan Association Bank, 1917, located in Sydney, Ohio. Okay. All right. That's nice. 1917. Little Tartarian line there. Canthus leaves. Look at that. He got a little downspout going through his mouth. Oh, my. That's nice. I like that. That's wild looking. It's got a lot of, that's popping out right there. Look at that. Tartarian lion. That's good stuff. Good stuff. This is the Berlin Rogers YMC Hotel, taken shortly after completed in 1916, 20-story building converted to apartments in 1985, is located at 826 South Wabash Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. All right. Ooh, what we got here? Rare stereo view card featuring Hayden K. and Company's commercial building under construction. Shortly after the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, the company was a prominent dealer in the wholesale trade of saddlery hardware. Given the fact that many commercial loft buildings built before and shortly after the fire along Lake Street were erected with cast iron facades, I strongly suspect this building was no different, although I could be mistaken. However, I don't see much dressed stone in the foreground, which makes sense given the massive storage building materials, e.g., Joliet and Lemont limestone. At the time, the burnt district began quickly rebuilding itself. In fact, I have several original documents stating the erection of the buildings without facades until materials became available. Interestingly, some eager builders chose an increasingly popular and widely available material known as artificial stone or Frere stone. I wonder if that's geopolymer, as a quick and cheap alternative to stone or iron, including the Osborne and Adams building designed by William Boynton in 1872, despite there being a historically important post-fire commercial loft building and last surviving example of an artificial stone facade in Chicago. It was smashed into the ground in 2016. Oh. Well. So it's gone. Bastards. Look how tall those are. Man, that bottom story, that's wild. You just have to wonder why they needed so many buildings in the old world. We didn't need these many buildings. We didn't need them. So why did they have so many? I mean, how many billions and billions of people were on the planet at that time? I wonder. 19th century interior, Alban prints of Gurdon P. Randall's Union Park Congregational Church, 1869, located at 60 North Ashland Ave, Chicago, Illinois. Got your old pipe organ there. Let's see what else we can see. Oh, I love that woodwork coming down. I think that's woodwork. It's pretty. Whatever it is, pretty. I like it. Well, that's an interesting style. Cecil Corwin and Frank Lloyd Wright's Dutch colonial revival style Henry G. and Lily Mitchell House, 1894, located at 905 Main Street, Ransom, Wisconsin. That's very different. I've never seen one like that. Look at the stained glass. They used a lot of stained glass back then. I love stained glass. I think it's beautiful. Look at that. Good grief. Very pretty stained glass. I like that. Torch field. All right. What else we got? Rare undated amateur photograph of tradesmen posing on a 60-ton steel plate girder fabricated by the American Building Company in the Charles and Stevens Building, 1912. 20-story steel frame skyscraper designed by D.H. Berman and Company and erected by George A. Fuller. The facade is comprised of polished granite and white glazed terracotta. The latter was executed by Northwestern Terracotta Company in Chicago, Illinois. All right. Wait, there's more pictures. Ooh. That's cool. Tartarian lions back there. Fleur-de-lis. And it's kind of got that weird shield symbol. The coffin shield, sort of. A little different than I'm used to, but that is, I would say, technically the coffin shield. I don't know what that freaking symbol is, but anyways. Okay. I'm not sure what this is. What is this? I have no idea. Oh, wait, we got to do our meltology. Look, it's a melted building. Look, the brick is melted in the arches. Some shit like that. Let's see. Salvaging safes in the burnt district within days of the Great Chicago Fire 1871, the Burke District had cooled enough for owners to begin searching for their safes. With permission from owners, skilled locksmiths drilled into recovered boxes and opened them. Although some safes failed, hundreds made by companies such as Diebold and Hall Safe and Lock Company remained intact. The Barnes and Safe and Lock Company was linked to one notable frozen content story. A rooster inside reportedly survived both the fire and the ice. Safes of the period relied on cast iron and insulating materials such as plaster or clay to resist heat, but the fire was powerful enough to turn many business papers to ash. Often owners waited several days for red-hot iron safes and nearby ruins to cool before recovering could begin. Because many combinations melted and locks fused shut, authorized safe cracking briefly became common, with locksmiths drilling through hardened doors to retrieve contents. I think there's a interesting story there. That maybe there's probably more to that story that they're not telling us. But that's just a thought. I don't think the Chicago fire was anything what they told us it was, along with any of the other freaking fires of, everywhere and here and there and everywhere, where they burned down everything. That's a weird one. Circle pumped up there. Interior Hollowbird and Roach 1895 Marquette building located northwest quarter of Dearborn and Adams, Chicago, Illinois. Okay, that's a weird, it's almost 1895. It looks like kind of like Art Deco. I don't know. That's kind of odd. Ooh, that's neat. 1884 5 Gray Kingman and Collins store, later known as the Ryerson Building, and Charles and H. Slack store. The 6-story loft building was located at 1620 East Randolph Street, across from the Outer Southern's 1880 Central Music Hall, demolished in 1901. So no building for you. Nope, you don't get to see this building because it's gone. Gone. And we got most elegant and substantial structures in our new Chicago, built entirely of iron. Original 19th century Lovejoy and Foster Albumin, print of John M. Van Osdale's 4-story with basement Hawley block, 1872-1892, located at southwest corner of Dearborn and Madison, Chicago, Illinois. Check out that drop-in right there. All along there, drop-ins all everywhere. Very nice, very nice. Look at all the Freds going around. Fred brought all this in, That's his job. That's what Fred does. 1872 on the building. Ooh, look at that. Get again, look at them coal hole covers right there. All along there. Very nice. 1880 to 81 Gate Brothers mounted Auburn print with William W. Boynton, Chicago Board of Trade building, tower under construction, located at Jackson and LaSalle Street in Chicago, Illinois. The granite clock tower was deemed structurally unsound in 1894, and the building was demolished in 1929 to make way for the Hollowbird and Root Chicago Board of Trade building, completed in 1930. So this sucker's gone. It is out of here. And look at that. Going to put a clock in there. Clocks are expensive. Oh, yeah. But we don't have that one anymore because it is gone. What else we got here? This looks like we don't even care. Ooh, what we got here? 1953 Institute Design Exterior Photograph prints taken by the Aaron's, who cares, blah, 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 blah. Sullivan Walker's Warehouse, 1889 and 1953, located at 200 to 214 South Wacker Drive, Market Street, at Adams Street, Chicago, Illinois. Ba-ba-ba. Ooh, look at there. That's pretty. Do do do. Do do do. Boo boo. Look at the slant of the road there. It's funny the things mudflooders notice now. 1929 Kaufman and Fabry photographic image of Charles B. Atwood's Palace of Fine Arts, 1893, located at 5700 Lakeshore Drive, Chicago, Illinois. The design for the building was handed to Charles Atwood after John Wellborn root died suddenly of pneumonia in January 1891. Sadly, Atwood would succumb to opiate addiction nearly 4 years later, around the time the Alliance building was completed. Boy, how many times have we heard that story? The architect dies before it was built or finished. Unlike the other buildings erected during 1893 Chicago World's Fair, the Fine Arts Building was built with a brick and steel frame under its ornamental staff, a plaster and Portland cement mixture facade. Huh. Let me read that one more time for you guys. Let's read that one more time. Unlike the other buildings erected during the 1893 Chicago World's Fair, the Fine Arts Building was built with a brick and steel frame. Brick and steel frame. That's a building. Under its ornamental staff, a plaster and Portland cement mixture facade. Does that sound temporary? Does anything sound temporary about that? Okay, the staff, no, but there's nothing not temporary about brick and steel. And then they're talking about Portland cement. Plaster and Portland cement. Plaster and Portland cement. Like, I'm not hearing anything about it being temporary. What do you think, GT? Mr. GT 1982 Mustang comes in to say hello. What's going on, Mr. Trace Gregory? Y'all better keep Miss Hip Shake in line. I'm telling you. Oh, wait, there's got more pictures. Look at that thing. Good grief. That thing's seen well. It's got flat earth asterisks right there in case you need those. Look, somebody's gone up here and tagged it. That's crazy. Structure's exterior was reconstructed with Bedford limestone around 1930 for the South Park Commissioners by Graham Anderson, Probst, and White architect, and the interior was given an Art Deco treatment designed by Alfred P. Shaw. How about that? Very interesting. That's good hooch. Yeah, old hot chocolate does get you going there. Yeah, good old hot chocolate. Who don't like a little bit of hot chocolate? Mm-hmm. Good hot chocolate. Okay, moving on. Original 19th century Lovejoy and Foster Avenue Print State Street looking from North Monroe. Curse of blah blah. Who cares? Clocks are expensive. Got 4 1s on the Roman numerals. It's like Art Deco. 26-story Chicago Daily News building. 1929. 2 North Riverside Plaza, Chicago, Illinois. 42 stories. Looks like a dragon there, maybe, I believe. That's interesting right there, the water feature. Got wrought iron on the side. All right. That one's not too interesting. Another Art Deco, 34 story, 34 stories, 333 North Michigan Avenue building, 1928-29, located 333 North Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Building stonework, including ornaments, panels above the granite base, was executed in Varied huge corner limestone, blah, 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 blah. Let's just get into the pictures. Eagle representing Phoenix. Look at that. Like, it's almost like the old world, the new world coming out of the old world kind of look. I don't know. Not a big fan of Art Deco. Cast iron ornament mounted against two centrally located Mullen bases located at the third floor of Adler Silva's S.A. Maxwell Building, 1881. The double-sided ornament consists of a uniquely shaped lobed leaf spiral with worn and weathered green paint finish. Okay. Interesting. Ooh, I need one of these. 1880s James W. Taylor, Ottoman print, William W. Boynton's Levy Z. Leiter House, 1870, located 2114 South Calumet Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. It was extensively remodeled in 1883 by Cobb and Foster John Drake, demolished in 1935. So no home for you. You don't get to see this one. No, you're not allowed. You know why? Because it's gone. And let's see. Chalarney House, 1882, taken during its restoration in 1980. The fret song Pine Wood Loginia was replaced. Its stamped copper cornice was removed, repaired, and reinstalled. So it sounds like they repaired this section here. What's this thing? Buffalo State Asylum for the Insane. H.H. Richardson, 1872. Same guy built the Pittsburgh Allegheny Courthouse that we saw in the Pittsburgh Hump cut, which Siggy Sar is so interested in. He loves the Hump cut. Buffalo State Hospital building landscape. Look at that monster. Good gracious. What in the world? Where's the image? You son of bitches. Don't even put me an image up there I can see and look at. What in the world? What that? Iron cresting. So this is the cresting, the ether cresting for the top of the building. I believe that's technology. It's my opinion. It's just an opinion. Don't get your knickers twisted. 1920s and 1930s, original Chicago architecture, photographic image of D.H. Burnham and Company, 21-story terracotta clad Conway or Chicago Tile and Trust Company building, 1913, located 111 West Washington Street, Chicago, Illinois. The building was designed by Frederick P. Dinkelberg. Okay. After Daniel Burnham's death in 1912, it was taken over and completed by Graham and Burnham Company. All righty. Dinkelberg. Made me laugh. Oh, my. Okay, 1907 Commercial National Bank building, later known as Commonwealth Edison Building, 1914, located at 139 West Adams Street, Chicago, Illinois. The Plushichrome slip glazed terracotta ornament. Who's writing this shit? Finished to emulate granite, was executed by blah, blah, blah. Who cares? I could make a case that being a flat earth asterisk right there. That's wild, man. That's wild. Ooh, I like that. Horburn and Roche Brooks Building, 1909 to 1910, located at 223 West Jackson Boulevard, Chicago, Illinois. The richly colored terracotta ornament was fabricated by the Northwest Terracotta Company, Chicago, Illinois. That's purty. Oh, my. They just don't make it like that anymore. That's like, how do you even, like, I don't know. I'd love to see the architectural plans for stuff like this. How, like, the richness of that. Good grief. Oh my goodness. A lot to take in there. That's really cool. I like that. Downtown Chicago, looking mostly west, taken from the Prudential Building, 1958. Okay, you need to look in 1958. And then here we got George Nimitz design Sylvan style R.W. Sears Building, 1911, located 19 West Jackson Boulevard, Chicago, Illinois. Sylvan terracotta being painted. The building's course was removed not long ago. So they ripped all the cornice off. Some bitches. Oh no. What we got going here? Last image is the post-fire Chicago Italianate style 3-story masonry mixed-use commercial building, 1872, located at the southwest corner of Wells and Superior Streets in Chicago, Illinois. The 3-story brick building. The superior side floor has 4 floors, with the top floor likely added in the mid to late 1870s with a largely intact original distinctive street level cast iron arch and fluted colonnade, accentuated with unadorned faceted keystones between the spandrels, and Lamont and Juliet limestone window hoods and sills on the upper floors. Was constructed in the early months of 1872 for the brewer Conrad Seep, where it was likely built on the pre-fire foundation using recycled or salvaged brick from the fire. The building had storefronts on the first floor, including a saloon, offices on the second floor, and spacious hall on the third floor, catering to various clubs and lodges. A fourth floor addition was likely added to the buildings facing Superior Street in the late 1870s. After reviewing several of my building catalogs of the period, I suspect the Union Foundry Works executed the cast iron storefront and interior load-bearing fluted columns with heavily ornamented Corinthian-style capitals. Wow, a lot going on there. I love these demolition pictures. You can learn so much by the way of the construction of how they put these buildings together. If you'll notice here, you've got the common brick, which is like your brick it's the basic structure of the brick, and then you've got your facade brick, which were more expensive. So you would have different layers of the brick. These are your cheap bricks. These are the ones that are just, they don't care how they look. And then you got the bricks that are, nicer, that are, more, they're uniform, more uniform. And the later the you can see the difference in the brick here. See, that's the common brick and that's the facade brick. But and then they painted it, which not a good idea. But later the later the building was built, the more uniform the bricks became. But the older back you go, the further back you go, you'll find that the bricks were less and less, the same, because it was harder and harder to make them the same. Because the further you go back, the harder the process was. It's 1939. Not too interested. We got here 1893 Chicago World's Fair Manufacturing Liberal Arts Building designed by East Coast architect George Post. Under construction, much has written about fair and its buildings, so no need to go into detail. The manufacturer's building was the largest structure at the fair. A great steel arch trusses were one of the building's most notable features. The image showing one of the arch truss footings in great detail is dated 1892. The photograph showing a man next to hinge joint dates 1892. All righty. Well, that is a complicated piece of steel work right there. Good grief. And again, I've said it before. I mean, there's two things of note here. Number one, there's absolutely nothing to tell me that this image is from 1892. Okay, they tell me it's from 1892, but there's nothing here that proves that this picture was from 1892. This image could be much, much older because I believe they had photography. I believe they had photography in the old world, along with these old buildings. Another thing is that we know from Photoshop that it's easy to Photoshop back in that time. So it's very, very, very possible that they could have added, say, this guy into this picture, no problem. And this guy here into this picture, no problem. Believe me, it is no problem. You have to understand that this is you're looking at an image of an image of probably an image. I mean, you're not looking at the original. You're probably looking at a photograph of a glass plate negative. And when you do that, you don't get the same quality. What I'm telling you is, hey, Nutty Butters, there's no reason to do whatever you're doing. Just don't do it. You're annoying. Would you like me to give you a big old knuckle sandwich? Huh? You want two? You want the thunder or you want the lightning? Which one you want? That's what I thought. So look, it would be very easy to manipulate this person into this picture. No problem at all. So I don't worry about the date that this was taken in 1892. I don't know that, and you don't know that. Glass plate photography was very manipulated. They could manipulate it very easily, as I've shown many times. So I'm not sure what's going on here. Not too interesting. Not too interesting. Wait a minute, is there any more pictures on that one? That stupid button. I don't like that button. Go back to that. There's no more pictures. What we got here? Auditorium building, 1889, Michigan Avenue, looking from north from Congress. Got Fred running down the street. Got trees with nothing on them. Look at all that architecture. All those ether antennas sticking up. Yeah, ether antenna there. Tartarian line, porthole there. Original glass plate negative of the Beaux Arts style 21-story People's Gas and Light Coke Company building completed in 1911. What is your problem? Better get on. Exterior is comprised of granite from sidewalk above third story. The remainder of facade. Would you hush, please? You're getting on my nerves. Oh, God. This dog, I swear, is going to end of me. Facade contained terracotta finish to look like granite. The massive ionic water columns are 4 feet in diameter. Good grief. Jeez. 30 feet in height. Damn. 25 tons each. God, the granite was quarried from Rockport, Massachusetts. To the south is SS Berman's 10-story Pullman building, 1884, constructed of red granite brick and ornamental terracotta. The second and third floors were occupied by the George Pullman Company. The Beeman had offices. The fifth floor, the upper floors, the seventh, eighth, and ninth were reserved for residential, mainly bachelor apartments and small families located across the Arts Institute, corner of Michigan and Adams. Pullman building was destroyed in 1958. 1958. The 22-story Borg Warner building occupies the site. Very interesting. Oh, what we got going here? It's kind of interesting. The Victoria Hotel, 1892 to 93, taken in 1961 before it was destroyed by fire, only days before its scheduled demolition. Yeah. It just, how many times have we heard that one? They were going to demolish and all of a sudden it burns down. I mean, come on. And also the remodel. Anytime you hear we're gonna renovate or remodel, go take pictures, because they're probably gonna take it down. That's not a good go take pictures. Go get video of it, because it's probably going. Matter of fact, camp out, wait for the firebug to come up and set the fire, because you know that's gonna happen. The exterior ornament was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright, who left the firm shortly before the hotel was completed. Really? I'm not Frank Lloyd Wright. I don't know. There's too much attributed to him. I just don't. Not a big believer in the old Frank Lloyd Wright story. That's me. That's just an opinion. Looks like that building should be taller to me. Oh, look at those columns. Very nice. That's interesting. He saved him a piece. Ooh, what we got here? Original Chicago architectural photograph comes to photograph images of J.E.O. Pridemore's Bush Temple of Music, 1901, located 100 West Chicago Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Clocks are expensive. Got their finial, got their antenna. Finials all over top. Those right there kind of look like pavement lights. Might be, I don't know. No. Just go and do whatever you do. Go do that beagle thing you do, that you go do something. I'm busy. We'll play later. Let's see. 1912 silver gelatin print of Clinton and J. Warren's 8-story Plaza Hotel, 1891 to 92, located at 1553 North Clark Street, Chicago, Illinois. Hotel was demolished in 1968. Yeah, so it's gone, and you'll never see it again. 1868-69 photographic image scanned from damaged glass plate negative of William W. Boynton's Lamont limestone Chicago water tower and pumping station, 1869, located 806 North Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Wow. How cool is that? That's pretty cool right there. I mean, it's not a great photograph, but there is a lot going on there. Very cool. Wow. Wow. Yeah, the roof alone was really cool, Mississippi. Very cool. Very, very cool. I hope y'all are enjoying this. If not, we're going to blame it on, let's see, where are you at, Ziggy? Come on, Ziggy. Here, Ziggy. We'll blame it on Tris Gregory. Why not? I tried to blame it on Ziggy if he got away from me. Look at that. That's pretty cool. What is this? All right, I'm not sure. Let's see. This is 1926, Chicago. 1929, looking from Randolph Street. No construction of Burnham Brothers 37-story carbon building nearing completion. Let's see. H. Richardson again, the supposed architect for the Pittsburgh Allegheny Courthouse from the Pittsburgh Hump Cut. So we see that name again. Hey, you and me gonna go rounds. You know that? I'm gonna get. Look, I got your toy. I got your toy. One of your freaking 100,000 toys. What you gonna do about it? You gonna do anything about it, huh? You ain't gonna do nothing about it because I got your toy. Sucker. Let's see. Marshfield Wholesale Store, 1887, owned by Quincy Franklin and Anders, Wells Street. All right. Small number of hand-carved red sandstone capitals were salvaged during the demolition in 1930. So we saved a little bit of it. Maybe they sell with them Mudflood winners down there if you see them. But I don't know. Otherwise, it's gone. What we got here? Okay, number of Richard Nichols letters and images that shed some light on stories I've heard about the King, Fred Summer, and the Found Objects assignment. Based on what Nichol wrote to fellow ID classmate Lynn Gittleman and someone whose identity eludes me. Okay, maybe a letter to W.G. Purcell. Nichol took Sommer out to the fields of American terracotta in 1958, where piles of old terracotta molds were scattered about. Nichol was looking for molds made for Sullivan ornament, while Sommer was just in awe of the number of found objects surrounding him. Although Nichol failed to turn up any Sullivan molds, he was tipped off by molder Christian Schneider's daughter-in-law. He did find one of the king's head that all involved were crazy about. What in the world are we talking about here? I'm not sure what's going on here. Something about these, looking for these pieces of terracotta right here. I think they're what they're talking about. In the world. Possibly 1973 to 74 image of John Vinci, Aaron's Sissican, whatever, and Ben Huger standing in front of Alder and Sullivan's Getty tomb at Graceland Cemetery. Got a flat earth asterisk on it in case you need that. Another flat earth asterisk there. That's the Getty. Old Getty. Y'all know Getty, don't you? Exterior terracotta details of Lewis H. Sullivan's National Farmers Bank in 1908. What in the world? Owatonna, Minnesota. Who's writing this shit? Original early 20th century silver gilded print of blah, blah, blah. I ain't reading all that. Oh, my. Very nice. Very nice. Look at that. Good grief. Look at the guy standing beside it. Jeez. How do you get something like that up onto a building? I don't know, without breaking it. I don't know. That is some like psychedelic shit right there. Oh, we got here. After Allen and Sullivan's Walker Warehouse 1889 was demolished in 1853, its stone slabs of all shapes and sizes were dumped along the shoreline of Lake Michigan and remained undisturbed for over 7 decades. In the summer of 2025, I thoroughly documented and cataloged the recognizable ornament, including multiple impost blocks, now weathered and aged, in great detail. This was undoubtedly one of the most significant discoveries throughout my decades-long career salvaging and documenting the demolition of Chicago buildings. How about that? Just really amazing stuff just sitting there being used as basically fill. Flat Earth asterisk there. What a shame that it's just sitting there rotting. It's unbelievable. These are pieces of art. Why do we do this? Do we not have any sense of history? Why can we not preserve this stuff? I guess people just don't understand its significance. There's Fred right there. Fred brought all this in, you know. Horse Built America. Oh my. Okay. Oh, you know what the heck he's got going here. What does this mean? Silver gelatin print of shell was something. Mayor and building exterior backlash green enameled ironwork Madison Street entrance. I was speechless at first glance. I've seen this view before, but the image was smaller and low res. The visually striking ornament was designed by Louis Sullivan, sculpted by Christian Schneider, and executed by Winslow Brothers. Whew. That's breathtaking. Prism glass. Wow. Man. Man, that's something. That's one of them stop and think about it right there. Good grief. Whew. Yep, that's right, Siggy. It would wake them up if they understood this or saw this. Oh, this is funny. This is the one. This is the picture I was going to show you guys. And then I went to go get it. Because it popped up on my Instagram feed. I thought, oh, well, that looks pretty cool. I'll share that. Then I went to go get it, and I saw all this other stuff. I'm like, well, we're going to have to go digging here. This Sullivan's Rubel residence, 1884, taken during demolition in 1958. It's got a Moorish look to it. Just very cool. Mudflood winters down there. Here's some of the pieces they salvaged off of it. That is wild. Very cool. Yeah, this is the only one I was going to show you. Just this section here. That's all I'm going to show you. And literally that I was going to show you this, and we were going to walk away. And then I thought, no, I can't do that to him. I can't do it. I would have felt bad. Y'all, if y'all knew I'd seen this other stuff and hadn't shown you, somebody probably rioted. I mean, Siggy would have thrown a fit. Can't have it. I had to come back. I'm not sure what this is. Let's see. Oh my, what in the world? Claude Bragnon's distinctive ornament found throughout his Chamber of Commerce building 1916-17 located at St. Paul Street, Rochester, New York. The building was not only one of Bragnon's last commissions in Rochester, but also led to a falling out with one of his most important clients, George Eastman, founder of the Eastman Kodak Company, who financed many of his projects, including the Chamber of Commerce. Conflict over the building's design created a rift that took years to rectify. That's a ventilation right there for the part of the wind catcher, I bet. That's just that grate right there. Got the Greek key, Phoenician wave. I could probably make a case of that being a flat earth asterisk right there. Got some Celtic knotting. This will be a ventilation for the wind, the air system, the ventilation system. Got the Greek key. Oh, wow. Very cool. I don't know what that is. Oh, this is, well, these look like prism glass. I'm not sure what's going on here. Hey, hey, hey. Shut the fuck up. Thank you. You're interrupting the show. And people are here to look at the images. They're not here to listen to Beagles go squeaky, 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 squeaky. Yes, I know your name is on the video title, but nobody's got time for all that. Check that little flower out there. It's so cool. Hey, hush. And you ain't getting no more biscuits. You had enough biscuits today. You've been biscuit 30 all day. I know how you operate. No more biscuits. No, you've had enough biscuits. Go on with your biscuit won't self. Oh, there's H. Richardson again. Allegheny Courthouse, 1883 to 1888. Located at 436 Grant Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which you know is Hump Cut. I know I'm not supposed to show Hump Cut, but this is in the Hump Cut. Siggy. What do you think of that? I can't help that they show Hump Cut stuff here. It's not my fault. I didn't put it on here. It just happens to be here. But I don't think we've seen these images, have we? No, I don't think we've seen these. Hush now. I'm going to knock you out. Give you a big old knockout. You want to knock out, huh? Huh? You want to go rounds, huh? You want to get in the ring, huh? Big old mouthy thing. Look at these portholes. I think we're going to have to take a doggone break because this little dog, he's gone crazy. I think you go look at that. What in the world is going on there? What in the world is that little thing? That's odd. Would you hush so I can finish this picture set up? Look at these torch fields. Good grief. That is wild. I don't. Yeah, definitely details you couldn't see from the ground. Wild. I've seen this. I was wanting a better picture of that. How cool is that? I need to save this. Let's see. Save it. Because I need to come back and get these images for Pittsburgh collections. Look at that, the dragon. All right. Okay. I tell you what, let's take another break. Yeah, I was thinking possibly in the flower of life category. Yeah, interesting. Let's take another break and we will be back very shortly. Okay, folks.
I keep blame with a pulse beat to beat. Want your arms around my throat while I'm cutting you deep. Say I'm just built like this, like it's holy, like it's peace. I'm the wound in the knife, I'm the lie I believe. Breathe. Hold me while I'm harmful. I don't know how to leave. Blame with a pulse, it beat, don't make me look at me. I got a list, names like prayers. I send so I don't change. Like a receipt for my pain, run it back every night. Same scene, different face. If I'm honest for a second, I'm scared of the blame, so I dress it up in anger. Let it walk me on a chain. You ask why I flinch when you touch me, don't push. I'm sweet when it serves me, then cold as a fist. I kiss like a promise, then snap like a switch. Make you feel like you're crazy just to prove I exist. Damn, I tell you they broke me, I point, I perform, but I keep my hands clean while the room gets warm. I light up, breathe out, let the shame turn on, then I come back smiling like I didn't do none. Don't say my name like you mean it. Don't hold that mirror that close, too close. I can't stand the truth when it's breathing. I'd rather choke on my ghost, my ghost. I keep blaming what it's supposed to be the beat. Beat, 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 beat. Want your arms around my throat while I'm cutting you deep. Say I'm just built like this, like it's holy, like it's peace. I'm the wound in the knife, I'm the liar, I believe. Hold me while I'm harmful. I don't know how to leave. Blame with a pulse, it beat. Don't make me look at me. You call me out, I laugh, I lean in, play charm. Baby, you know I'm stressed with my hand on your arm. Then the mask slip quick, now it's venom in my calm. I say the coolest shit soft, like I'm doing you a favor. You cry, I roll my eyes and I cry harder than you make it about my childhood. Make it about what they did, I weaponize my tears. Yeah, I know that's sick, but if you pity me enough, you won't notice I'm a kid. I keep score like scripture, I recite it like law. Every bruise I remember, I use as applause. You forgive, I take more, I get high off the draw. Till your love feel like a cage and I'm still at the door. I built this story, brick by brick.
Brick by brick by brick. Let's do this. Hump Castle. All righty. So let's get back into it. Let's see. Is this to stages? And gets into it. Get into it. Let me make sure I'm do-daddy. Okay. All righty. Terracotta photographic survey of Hollowbird and Roche Marquette building located 140 South Dearborn Street, Chicago, Illinois. 17-story terracotta building terracotta clad building was designed by Hollowbird and Roche in 1895, with an addition also by Hollowbird and Roche completed in 1905 and 6. All righty. That's pretty. Me's likes. Okay. Wow. Those are ornament. Woo. Greek key. Tartarian line in case you need him or her. Could be a lioness, I guess. Very nice. All righty. Another Frank Lloyd Wright. Some of y'all might like Frank Lloyd Wright. I'm not a Frank Lloyd Wright fan. I like the glass that he uses, but he's so brutalist. I don't do brutalist. I think it sucks, but that's just me. I mean, everybody each his own, I guess. 1908 interior. Okay. Babson House. All right. That chandelier there. What in the world? The major equipment company backstage pilot board at Longdale Theater 1931, shortly before and during the building's demolition in 1914. All righty. kind of neat. Orchestra spots, main ceiling. We'd have to have you a degree to run this thing. Good grief. That looks like that would be in Star Wars. They could have been like a set piece in Star Wars. Okay. What we got here? Exterior photograph survey of the post-fire Chicago Italianate style 3-story masonry mixed-use commercial building. Theodore Carl's architect, 1872, located at the southwest corner of Wells and Superior Street, Chicago, Illinois. 3-story brick building. Superior has 4 floors. Top floor likely added mid-1870s. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Destroyed by fire. Blah, 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 blah. Looks like it's being demolished. Oh, that's pretty. I like it. That's very nice. And look at how big these are. Good gracious. Biggie, biggie, biggie. Okay, got the brick down below here. What's going on there? That's kind of weird. Oh, it's a wall. Okay, I got like that. Don't add up. Okay. Look at the Mudflood winterish stuff there. That's a nice building. Good grief. I've always thought that, like, wouldn't it be cool if, like, you did a nightclub in a building like this, and, like, on the first floor you had like a nice restaurant, you know, couple Michelin stars. So you could go in there and have dinner, and then the upper floor would be like, you could take out the middle floor here, right, and use this entire upper floor of this building as like a dance club, and like you could have dinner and dancing all in one building in this badass building, and then have killer lights on the outside to make it like pop out at night. And talk about like a fun night out. Take the missus out there, go out there and do some boot scooting. What you think? I think it's a great idea. Of course, they probably demolished this building, which they did. Oh well, bad idea. I guess it's no good. Can't do that one. I guess we'll have to find another building. I gave the beagle a bone to shut him up. He loves those big old bones. He goes, he'll go hide it. He's in the process of hiding it now. But as soon as I find it, he'll realize I've found it, and he'll go hide it somewhere else. He's hiding. He hides bones everywhere. What is this? Interior images 100 North LaSalle commercial building. 1920, built 1927. So it's a Art Deco. Let's see. Ornamental detail, 1 LaSalle Street building, 1930. I mean, Art Deco is nice. It's just not my flavor. The eagle representing the phoenix. Oh, wow. That's cool. I don't know what that is. Formerly occupied by the Tacoma Building, 1889. So this must have been where that was before. All right, let's see. Pickwick Theater, 1928. Art Deco style movie theater was designed by Zook. All right. Let's see what we got. Survey 1850s Italianate style State Bank, Milwaukee. Bank of Milwaukee block located at 210 East Michigan Street, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Pre-Civil War downtown Milwaukee commercial building, clad in Lamont limestone, was designed in 2 phases. The west half, the George Mygat and Leonhardt, whatever that. But these names are just something else. Why can't they have normal names like Bob Smith, some shit like that? just want to look at the pictures. But I do want to read the stuff too because it gives you a little bit of back here. Wow, look at that. Good gracious. Gives you a little bit of the history. Who don't like a little bit of history? I don't know. I do not know. Just gorgeous colors. Very cool. What in the world? Frank Lloyd White home studio taking around the time he converted the home into a rental property in 1910. All right. Here we gotta go with the Frank Lloyd Wright again. Oh wow, look at that. The ceiling. Oh my gosh, you know that chair can't be comfortable. Oh, horrible looking thing. It's a weird fireplace too. Yeah, I'm just not big on Frank Lloyd Wright. It's not my thing. Tacoma Building, 1889 and 1929, located at northeast corner of LaSalle and Madison Street, Chicago, Illinois. Cast iron and bronze ornament was executed by the Winslow Brothers, Chicago. All right. Okay. Several crude and unedited images of John Evan Oldacre Pridemore's atmospheric Norton Theater. What in the world? In 1931, located at 6320 Northwestern Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Images were taken during its demolition in 2007. Well, that's cool. Wow. That thing. It's an old projector. I think it's a projector. Pretty sure that's a projector. It's a wild picture. Taking off the pieces here. Alrighty. Yeah, I don't know what that is. What is this? Sullivan's Auditorium Theater, 1889, located at 50 East Ida B. Wells Drive, Chicago, Illinois. That's wild. That's pretty. Ooh, look how rich that is. Flat Earth asterisk right there, in case you need that. You need to know where you are. I could make a case that being a flat Earth asterisk. Some wild stuff. That looks like ventilation for the wind catcher system right there. That's pretty. Let's see. Richard Nichols, Polish Palazzo, and nearby Angles, St. Mary's of the Angels Church, 1899. He so admired from window and doorstep. Somatic windows, portholes. Grimm's building. Oh, that's cool. Saving the doors. Okay, 1961, John Vinci Kodachrome slide of the Schiller building of Garrick Theater, 1891, interior during demolition, wrecked by Atlas wrecking compared to Richard Nichols' image taken from a slightly different angle of the auditorium before the demolition. Okay, that's complicated looking. Okay, found these images taken the morning after the Aller and Sullivan's Dexter Building 1887 succumbed to a 5-alarm fire the other day. Completely forgot about these images. Not the greatest, but I did document the facade's centrally located interlocking cast iron columns. Alrighty. So another one burned down. Wow, look at that. That's pretty cool. It must be the cast iron columns he's talking about. Ah. All right. I'm not sure what this stuff is. Ooh. Olympic Theater was built by Soki and Slavsky and Athletic and Entertainment Complex 1927. The auditorium was later converted into a movie theater in 1939. Alrighty. So this is just trash from the theater when they demolished it. Herman V. Von Holst Commonwealth Electrical Substation 1924, located at 125 North DePlaine Street, Chicago, Illinois. It's like that's pretty cool light bulb there, it looks like. Oh, wow. Interior image originally ornamented Pullman Building, 1884. Carved wood staircase that appears in 1956, the year the building was demolished. Wow. I'm glad we got rid of that staircase. Horrible looking thing. Surveyor George Johnson Civil War era iron block building, 1860, located at 205 East Wisconsin Avenue, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The 5-story commercial building features intricate Renaissance revival style facade comprised of prefabricated cast iron fabricated by Daniel D. Badger Architectural Ironworks, located in New York, New York. Wow, that's cool. God, I just wish we'd build like this again. It had to be amazing to walk around in this time. In the time these buildings were, active. Look at that tartarian line right there. Just to walk around and like everything around you's architecturally beautiful. Must have been just a trip. Taurus field. What in the world? Stunning interior vestibule electroliers. Original undated James W. Taylor album print of Birmingham and Roots 11-story Phoenix building, 1887, 1959, located at 138 Jackson Boulevard, Chicago, Illinois. Those lights are just wild. Oh, got a Tartarian owl here. Red glazed terracotta panels ordained 4th Street School, 1890. The Richardsonian Romanesque style school, known as the Goldalaber Mere School. What in the world was built by architect Henry C. Koch, perhaps the best known for Milwaukee City Hall building, completed in 1895. Blah, blah, blah. These architects, I just don't even believe. Wait, was that a? Let's see. No, I just don't believe these architect stories. Al's sitting on the book. I guess he's wise. That's the let's see, 1929 Art Deco building. Not sure what the building name is though. Don't know what. No label on this one. Oh, Pabst Milwaukee. Oh, wow. Look at that thing. Gosh, that's interesting right there. That reminds me of the winged disc. It's like a cross between a green man and a tartarian lion or something. I don't know. That's wild looking. I don't know who this dude is. Got a heck of a mustache. Oh, that's cool. Marquee building, main entrance, east facade facing Dearborn Street, with original 2-story portico supported by 3 solid ionic granite columns surrounded by expensive plate glass windows. Removed during, let's see, the entrance was removed during the exterior alterations in the 1920s. Thankfully, the cast bronze relief panel sculpted by Herman McInerney and original pilasters behind the columns were left intact. Completed in 1895, the marquee bid was designed by Herbert Hodge, built by the George Fuller Company. Blah blah blah. Tourist fields. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Ah. Sorry, folks. Buttons aren't toys. I don't know what that is. Red Cross Drug Office. Let's see. Benjamin Lidor Residence. Okay, look at 3312 South Wabash Street, Chicago, Illinois. Nickel documented salvage the house during demolition in 1959, so they got rid of this one. My goodness. Very cool. Oh, wow. Look at that. Good grief. Clay models executed by Christian Schneider and Alder Sullivan Guarantee Building, 1896. Jeez, look at that. Incredible. It's that time of year. We got pecan trees all around, and the pecans are starting to drop because the damn squirrels get up in the trees, and they try to get the pecans down, and so they'll drop the pecans, and it sounds like a freaking rock coming from heaven sometimes. So you might hear a thump, 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 like, and that's what it is. It's the squirrels getting the pecans down. That's just, I don't even know. Smoke them if you got them kind of thing. I tell you what, jeez. Guaranteed Building, 1896. Jeez. Oh, come on. What in the world? How do you even come up with something like that? Like, I'm an architect and I'm going to come up with this. This is what I'm thinking in my mind I'm going to come up with. Like today they say, oh, I think a piece of glass will look good over steel. Oh my, it's going to be perfect. Back then they're like, yeah, I'm going to take some peyote and build a building. So I'm going to do, oh man, come on. Come on. Let's just drink a little bit of ayahuasca tea and, start making shit. Yeah, let's do it that way. Why not? Ah, killing me. What this is. Tartarian lions. He can represent the phoenix. Looks like some kind of museum. Terracotta chimney cap salvaged from the Martin Barb House, 1884, demolished in 1963. So that one's gone. Oh, goodness. Oh. 3,600 seat Paradise Theater, 1928, located 231 North Polinsky Road, Chicago, Illinois. 1956, closed the theater, demolished the building. It took nearly 2 years for the United Record Company to demolish the Paradise and sold the land. It took them 2 years to demolish that. Why? I wonder why. That's kind of weird. Golly. Talk about wanting to go to the movies. I mean, jeez. Demolition of a 25-story Palmer House garage with Ashlager in 1930 to make way for the federal courthouse site, 2230 West Quincy Street, Chicago, Illinois. The record contractor for this project was Cleveland Record Company, using Lynn Crane for Denmark, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Blah, 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 blah. Hollowbred and Roche's Cable Building, 1899, undergoing demolition by Speedway Wrecking Company, 1960. So they're taking this one down, getting rid of it. There's an old world building under all that scaffolding. Of course, you could give this to the Ninny Squad and they go, oh, that's a construction photo. Look, they're building it. You can clearly see they're building the building. Some shit like that. 19th century photographic image of Carter and Drake and Wright's Lenox Building, perspective 1872, located at 59 West Washington Street, Chicago, Illinois. Look at that right there. That's wild. Mudflood drop-ins there and there. Oh, that's cool. Lewis and Sullivan Design, downtown Chicago, Schlinger, I'm not reading that right. Mayor Pedestrian Bridge, 1898, located 18 South Wabash Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. A ornamental iron and glass bridge was erected without city authorization at night in 1898. It was demolished in 1970s, with most remaining ornaments scrapped. So the official story is they built this in the middle of the night with no authorization. It just popped up like, oh, yeah, it's there. Yeah. Oh, it's always been there. Yeah. Looks like pavement light right there. Torsfield. I mean, who can make these stories up? I mean, come on. SS Berman's Grand Central Station and Clock Tower, the nearly 250-foot tower, was built first to avoid unequal settlement. What? The station and tower rest on a floating raft foundation. What? consisting of steel rails and concrete supported by wood piles measuring over 50 feet in length, driven to hard pan clay. Bayman's Grand Central Station was destroyed in 1971. A floating raft foundation. Floating. I can't make this shit up. I can't. I'm sorry. I don't know what this is. Cross section of urban infrastructure, asphalt, cobble, street car rail, and wood tie Chicago, Illinois. Wow. So we got. See if we can. Let's see. Asphalt would be this one. This is the cobble. This is the. Oh, there's the streetcar rail in the cobble. See that streetcar rail right there? And then what's next? Wood tie right here. So the wood tie is sitting here. The streetcar rail is sitting on the wood tie. And then they must have put dirt down and then cobble on that to raise it up to the level of the rail car. That's very interesting. I hope y'all are enjoying this. I don't think GT's enjoying this. He's probably like, oh, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. My goodness, move on with it. Get on. Come on. My goodness, I want to see Hump cut. Tell the truth. Terracotta House. Jenny and Moody, 1893, located 134 Lincoln Street, Hillsdale, Illinois. According to many, the house was erected at the 1893 World's Columbian Exposition to showcase the company's terracotta, then deconstructed at the fair's end and transported to Hinsdale, where it was rebuilt and occupied by Gates's family until 1906. Okay. Right. Okay. Florida Lee's. I mean, these stories are just. Did you hide your bone, baby? You did. Daddy ain't gonna find it. What are you gonna do if Daddy finds your bone? You gonna go hide it again? His ears perked up when I said that, and he's like, "Oh hell no!" Yeah, we constructed this, and then we deconstructed, and then we reconstructed it. Come on. Come on. These stories they're getting stupid. They're just getting they don't make any sense. Terracotta Lionhead, executed by Winkle of St. Louis on Adler Silver's 1893 Union Trust Building, located at 705 All Street, St. Louis. So there's old Lionhead, in case you need that. Oh, that one's cool. Documenting demolition of late 19th century residence located at 2037 West Wright Street. So this one's gone. We don't need this one. Look at that one. Oh wow. Look at that. God, what character. I wonder what was up here. Man, why can they not just document these things before they demolish them? What the fuck? Oh God, it's just like what was up here? I want to know. It's like they just tease you with this stuff. Oh look, oh man, so much character. Rounded window. Oh man, those I've seen videos where people are remodeling these, they're renovating these, and they talk about how these windows are very. They're really, really, really careful not to break these windows because they're very hard to replace, and expensive. I've heard that before. Gosh, I wish we could have seen the top of it before they demolished it. I don't even know what's going on here. What in the world? Sculpture Museum located 315 East College Avenue, Greenville, Illinois. Current blah blah blah. What is this? I don't know what this is. It's like some Art Deco stuff. Sculpture Museum. Okay. Oh, that's wild. Wow, I bet that son bitch is expensive. Wow, look at that. Ah! What in the world? Kaufman, Weimer, and Fabry Company's silver gelatin print of Haymarket Square as it appeared in 1911. Haymarket Square. Okay. So that must have been kind of like the grocery store. Okay, we got 16-story Great Northern Hotel, 1891 to 92, as it appeared in the late 1920s or early 30s. Note the swing stages hanging from the parapet wall. The structure's iron and steel framing was concealed with brick facade, accentuated with root-designed ornamental terracotta executed by the Northwest Terracotta Company. Hotel building was destroyed in 1940. So we destroyed it. That's all we know how to do. The 45-story Civic Opera Building, 1929, located at 20 North Wacker Drive, Chicago, Illinois. So that is wild looking. Like, what am I looking at? They say that's an opera house. Who the hell is listening to opera? First off, opera sucks. My opinion. Everybody's got their opinion. Opera sucks. Another Frank Lloyd Wright house, in case you think those. Roland Frubrick House, 1897. Probably, yeah, Frank Lloyd Wright. Here we go again. Good grief. I just don't do the Frank Lloyd Wright stuff. I just don't. Doesn't get the juices flowing. 17-story Schiller Theater, 1892. Probably one of the nicest views I've seen, given the surrounding cityscape. Running Route, 16-story Ashland Block, 1892-1949 is in the foreground, and the 21-story Masonic Temple Building, 1892-1939, is to the east on Randolph and State. Blah blah blah. Art Deco style Triangle Restaurant, demolished in 1985 or 86, located at 57 W. Randolph Street, Chicago, Illinois. Interesting. 1920s. 25-story Alderton Hotel. 1925, located northeast corner of Michigan and Huron. Around 1937, the Harding Hotel Company bought and reorganized the hotel and reopened the Tip Top Tap Cocktail. What the world? The Tip Top Tap Cocktail Lounge. What the fuck? On the top floor of the building. Who's writing this shit? Read that. The Tip Top Tap Cocktail. What the fuck? Who's writing that? Oh my. Okay. Original period halftones of Rap and Rap's Old Dearborn State Bank Building at 1928, located at 203 North Wabash Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. That's pretty. I wonder what was in the niches. Clocks are expensive. Wild looking building. I'm sorry, I just cannot agree as to whatever the reason that they quit building these buildings. I disagree with it. I don't care what they lay on the table. We stopped building these buildings because blah 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 blah, blah. Nobody cares. It's all bullshit. Don't believe any of it. I don't. Y'all can believe it you won't. I don't. I just don't believe it. I cannot put my mind to thinking that's real. Look at that little subway underground right there. 5-story Page Bros building or City Hotel Block 1873, located 177 North State Street, northeast corner of State and Lakes Streets. The post Chicago Fire building was remodeled by Hill and was in 1902. Okay. I could make a case that being a flat earth asterisk. That reminds me of I don't know why it I don't know why, but it reminds me of Prince when he was little. I don't know why, that old film of Prince. Anyways, stoop of Outer Sullivan's Albert Sullivan House. Sullivan himself lived there from 1892 to 1896, located 4575 South Lake Park Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Let's see. Salvaged in 1970. Very nice. Oh, what we got here? Schiller Building or Garrick Theater, 1892, taken during demolition of the tower in 1961, located at 64 Randolph Street, Chicago, Illinois. Schiller Building was demolished to make way for the Garrick Parking Garage and Restaurant, 1961, which was in turn demolished in the 1960s. So we demolished this in order to build a freaking parking garage and then demolish that. That is like a new level of stupid. It's like we're stupid, and then we're going to level up to really stupid. That's really stupid. Why would you demolish that? Like, you could just leave this one wall and I'd be happy. Well, no, I wouldn't. But, I mean, it'd be something. Right? I was about to say this looks like a damn Frank Lloyd Wright. Avery Cooney House, 1908. I just don't dig on the Frank. I don't know what it is. I just don't dig on the Frank Lloyd Wright. I know a lot of y'all like Frank Lloyd Wright, and that's fine. I'm just giving you my taste. I just don't. Oh, man. Now that's my taste. That's my jam right there. Right there. Yep. Transportation Building, 1892, in the Dead White City. The striking image captured Transportation Building and its ornament in the early stages of deterioration shortly after the fair officially closed weeks earlier on October 30th, 1893. Jeez. It's a hell of a thing. Me, oh my. Wow, look at that's a great picture. Oh man. Oh man, I would have. Oh, you imagine being a photographer in that time and being able to go out and take these fucking pictures? Like, how freaking cool would it be to be that photographer? Like, you've got free reign to take pictures of all this shit. Really? Fuck yeah. 1893 World Columbian Exposition taken shortly after it officially closed in October 1893. Oh, there's more. Dead White City. Saw and hammer and wheel wagons make the big buildings. Okay. Wood frame masonry houses in and around the old town. Some exemplary examples of wood frame cottages built shortly after the Great Chicago Fire of 1871 were built using materials and plans offered Chicago relief and aid society. A porthole up there. That staircase is very sus. That hole, does that look normal to you? It doesn't look normal to me. That really doesn't look normal. Like, what the hell? Look at the little, what they got going on here. I mean, what's going on? What's this? Oh, wow. Jeez. Let me read that again. Oh, where did I see that? Read it again. These were built for relief and to aid society. Like, these were built after the Chicago fire because people needed homes to live in. Like, they just threw this up because somebody needed a home to live in. Yeah, but we're going to just add all this incredible detail because it's a relief that they can live in something so nice. Like, really? Like, come on. Really? Like, what are you talking about? That's a freaking McMansion today. Porthole. Unbelievable. I don't know what that is. 1872 blockhouse. Boring. Let's see. Downtown Chicago, LaSalle Street, looking north from William W. Boyd's Board of Trade Building, 1892-1929. Note the Birmingham Roots Woman's Temple, 1892-1926, is nearing completion. I saw an image very similar to that earlier, I believe. What is this? Art Deco. Not big on the Art Deco. It just doesn't wet the whistle. You know what I mean? It just doesn't do it for me. Missionary Baptist Church, shortly after it was badly damaged by fire on Good Friday, built as a Baptist Church of Englewood. The rock-faced Romanesque style building was designed by architectural firm Bell and Swift, and the cost was $80,000. Blah blah blah. 1890. 1890 building that sucker. Just threw this up in 1890. No big thing. Look at that stonework there. Wow, it's beautiful. And of course, a meltologist would tell you that, oh, these bricks turn into these stones. It's unbelievable. You know, it's interesting. I think that if the meltologist would put down the drugs and stop doing drugs, like go cold turkey, you know, go through the withdrawals, wherever they got to do. If they would just go cold turkey, I bet that once they came off the drugs, I bet they'd see meltology in a whole different light. I bet they'd see it very differently. I think they're either, you know, on too much pharmaceuticals or too much, you know, smoke-a-dokes or too many psychedelics or too many opioids or something. They're high as shit to be able to see the way they do. Like, you cannot talk stupid out of those people. You really can't. I think that's all I want to look at of those for this evening. I think that we have had a good dive down the Chicago urban remains rabbit hole. And if you want to check those out, it's the Chicago Urban Remains Chicago website, or excuse me, Instagram. They have a website too, and there's a lot to look at there. There is so much there, but I'm really thankful that there's people like that that are saving this architecture. It's interesting. A lot of the Ninny squad will say that the Tartaria, Mudflood, old world researchers are trying to erase history. I don't think that's what we're doing. I think we are actually trying to bring history back. Now, we are well aware that we don't know what happened, but we do believe that something did happen, that there's something in our narrative that is very wrong. But you know what? Even if we, in the end, find out that we're just, completely off the mark, I don't care, because I enjoy looking back at this architecture, and it really puts you into a wonderful imaginative state of what was it like back then. We think our lives are so much better now with our McDonald's and our Waffle House and our Walmarts and our cell phones and our satellites with 90 channels and nothing on, and our running water and our lights anytime we want them. I mean, we think we're better off, but are we? Our food system is absolutely fucked. I'm sorry. There's just about nothing you can go to the grocery store and eat that is not fucked in some way, shape, or form. Our entire food system, our water systems are just absolutely fucked. I don't care what you're eating. You walk in the grocery store and you've got the produce section, and then the rest of the store is just nothing but processed food. But then the the produce section is the poisons that they are pushing through that thing. I mean, I literally don't think you can possibly eat properly. I don't care. You see all these people, they go out of their way to buy organic and eat this proper food and that proper food, and they try these different special diets, and they stay away from this and they stay away from that. And I mean, yeah, that's all good. Get rid of the seed oils, get rid of the fluoride, get rid of all this shit. But ultimately, you're really hard pressed to eat. You can't even drink a bottle of water without it poisoning you. The plastic is poisoning the water. Any type of bottled water is being poisoned. And then Lord knows what's in that water, the crap that they add to that water. Like that, you look into the research on the people doing research into the waters, the different water bottle brands, and yeah, it's bad. So we're in trouble, y'all. We need to figure this out somehow, some way. And I don't know how we're going to get that all worked out, because we've got, I was talking to a friend the other day, and we were talking about some kind of food. I know we were talking about the Rice Act of 1921, Japan Rice Act, and I was talking about how the Japan made it illegal to sell rice that had been that was more than 24 hours old or something like that. And anyways, I forget, we were talking about something else. I can't remember what it was, another kind of food. And my friend was like, well, the FDA approved that. And I'm like, they also approved aspartame. You know what I mean? I don't trust the FDA. None of that is any good. I mean, it's like, and then your organics, like, don't trust if it has an organic label on it, you can't trust that, because that's a bunch of bullshit too. I mean, we're in trouble. Like, you can't. It's like, you want to drink raw milk. I mean, they'll basically jackboot thug anybody that's trying to sell raw milk, and they just make it so damn complicated to do anything right. I don't know how the hell we're going to get through this. We've got problems, y'all. But anyways, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me this evening. I hope you enjoyed our little wander off into Chicago and its urban remains. I want to do a little something different this week. I am trying to focus really, really hard on my Charlie Kirk EMT's story. And if you all can, when you're talking to people, if you can, I'm tagging it as Charlie Kirk EMTs. So let me type it. This is how I'm putting it. Let me type this in. The reason I'm doing it this way is to create a way that is kind of different than other people are saying it, so that people can pick up on there's something different about it. This is it. Charlie Kirk EMT's story. So if you're out talking to people and you start talking to people on online, and you say, hey, do you know about the EMTs, or are you interested in the EMTs? This is what I'm putting out. Charlie Kirk EMT's story. Trying to get this story out to the public. I'm getting very close to getting it to the right people. There's the top tier that this story can go to. Okay, the mainstream media, they're useless. Okay, they're absolutely useless. They mean nothing. I don't care if it ever gets to them. It's very possible. Like I could easily get a hold of the mainstream media and give them the story. Like, it ain't nothing to call TMZ, but they're not who needs this story. So I'm trying to get it to the people that are interested on the internet, and there's this whole community of people, and I'm not part of that community, and so they look at me as this outsider. They don't know who I am. I don't do this normally, and they're like, I don't have any credibility in their circles. It's very difficult, but they're starting to hear me, and it's trickling through the community, and it's starting to get to the people it needs to get to. Ultimately, it needs to get to Candace Owens and Baron Coleman, and Ian Carroll. They are the top tier. I'm not saying that those guys are the end all and be all. I'm not saying anything like. I'm just saying this is the top of the line for this research. Okay, I'm not saying that I trust any of these people, but they are what they are, and I can't do anything about that. If I could choose, I would choose better people, but it is what it is. But these are the people that it needs to go to. But there's a whole level of people below them, and I am starting to get this story to those lower tiered people. And once they they're starting to talk on their screens about it a little bit. That they're still not getting it. They're still not they don't understand its importance, but they will. It's just a matter of getting them to look at it in the proper light, and then, but it's trickling in. It's trickling up the tier, and it's just a matter of time. So I've got right now 2 ladies that are wanting to do live stream chats, and I am got another a guy that I'm trying to get in touch with. He is, my understanding is I'm on his to-do list, but I haven't spoken to him yet. Now if I can get to him and talk to him, that'll be very, very helpful, because he is connected to the top tier. So I'm very very hopeful there. I wanted to go back here. Let's see. This was BEAGS. The EMT was part of that. Shows that saw them and they walked around the different places that were inappropriate. Actually, they were what Brian Harpole refers to as knowns. Anybody that was back behind the barricades, backstage, was considered a known by security. That's what they call them. And the EMTs were knowns. You could not be behind the barricade unless they knew exactly who you were, and you were authorized to be there. So they were known, and they were authorized to be where they were. Everywhere you see them, everywhere I've presented that they were authorized to be there. They were there in the exact spot where they dropped Charlie Kirk off that day, and they were there till well after the event, and they were the closest people to Charlie Kirk after he was shot. They were the closest eyewitnesses to Charlie Kirk after he was shot. And so they're extremely important. But that's not even the reason they're super important. There's a bigger reason they're more important. The legalities of why they're important is why they're important. Let's see, was looking at where he is right when Charlie was shot. He was just behind it. And the guy walks in, gets the film right by. Okay, the EMT number 1, Connor Doherty, walked from stage right to stage left 15 seconds prior to the shot. He was standing 15 feet to the stage left and 15 feet back from stage left when he was shot. And then when he was shot, they ran backwards about 15 to 20 feet. And then when they started bringing Charlie out, they came forward, grabbed their bags, and walked behind the security team. Or one walked behind the security team, and the other walked around the other way, and they both met at the SUV as they were putting Charlie Kirk in the SUV. And I have all this documented on film. So, let's see. Siggy's asking, what's your perspective on the plastic inside the SUV equals Mike? I discussed this a little bit last week about my perspective about the exploding mic. My thinking is that what they did is a misdirection event. It was a staged event. I don't personally believe that they took him out. I think it was a staged event, that they needed to take him off the board, that he was either in danger or it was some way to get him off the board publicly. I just know I think about it from like, how would I have accomplished this? And I think it's very possible that they used an explosive concussion device in the microphone to produce a wave of energy to hit his chest. It also blew up his shirt and then broke the necklace, which slung it backwards, and then it dropped down and hit him in the ass, which is something I was looking at long ago, but nobody was understanding what I was saying, and I didn't go public with it. I wish I had have, but I didn't. And then I believe they did my thinking on it is they did a video masking of the spurting blood. I don't believe anybody actually saw that. They think they did, but I don't believe they did. It's all staging. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all. I have a staging background. I just look at it from like, if I was going to stage this, how would I do it? And it's actually not as hard as you think. I mean, you look at how magicians do their tricks, and they can do things right in front of you. It's all about misdirection. What the eyes see and the ears hear, the mind believes. And I think it would have been a lot easier than people realize. I believe there was a lot of actors. I believe everybody. There's two perimeters. You've got if you look at the construction of the set, you'll see that you've got the tent, and in front of the tent you've got a barricade. Then that barricade, behind that barricade, there's another barricade. I believe everybody that was in that first perimeter barricade right before the tent, I believe that they were in on it. I believe they were some form of crisis actor. And I believe that there was a lot more crisis actors involved in this. But it's very complicated, and I'm not trying to prove that. It's just my going thinking at the time. But I think the glass or plastic that was found in the SUV, I believe that is part of that theatrical explosion that happened on his chest. And I do not believe the furry had anything to do with it. I believe his job was to plant evidence, and I do believe Lance Twiggs is probably guilty of sin of something. I believe he's dirty as shit. I think Tyler Robinson is probably has a little bit of the autistic. He got a little bit of the tis, and I think he's, not the brightest candle in the candle store, and he's probably getting set up somehow. Or it's also very possible that he got caught being naughty on doing something, and they gave him an opportunity to get in trouble for something other than what he actually did. I don't think that. I don't think that. First off, I don't think anybody shot anything that day. I think it's very possible that they just used sound effects. But I just don't. I don't believe a lot of what I've seen. I don't know if that's answering any question. I'm just rambling here, but it's not my focus. My main focus. There's two things I'm gonna. There's two things that I've done for this investigation that people really aren't aware of. Number one is the EMTs. I am the end all and be all, the original source for the EMT stories, hands down, period, point blank. Everybody that's talking about the EMTs or whatever they've shown about the EMTs, I don't care who it is or what they said, they got it from me, period. I started doing the EMT research on September 11th, 2025, the day after the shooting. I started researching. I went public on September 26th of 2025, and you will not find anything on the EMTs prior to that date. Everything after that date not only is copying from my research, I am the one that originally showed it or told about it. So the EMTs is locked in still to this day. Even the people that you got a couple weeks ago, I was listening to a live stream and there was quite a few people on it. I don't remember exactly who was on there, but I know that Valhalla VFT was on there, and Real Bays was on there. And Real Bays just mentioned in kind of in passing, yeah, and the EMTs were on scene, and Valhalla says, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that," and that's all they said. That was it. And you know, these guys are aware, though not Candace and Baron haven't said anything about it. I don't know if they know they were there, but these lower channels, they do know that they were there, but they do not understand the importance of the EMTs. They've looked at it like they seem to think that the EMTs do not have any that they're unimportant, that they this stupid camera, I don't know why it does this. What does it do? Why does it do that? I don't know why it does this. That is so freaking annoying. The EM, oh goodness, that is so annoying. Sorry. When you're sitting there, all I see is my face blurry, and that just drives me absolutely up the fucking wall. Sorry. I don't know what to do about it. Stupid thing. That didn't do anything. That made it worse. Oh, goodness. Sometimes I do this at... Yeah. Killing me. Nope. Sometimes I add more light. Nope. Less light. Nope. All right, hold on. God damn. Fucking hell. Unbelievable. That absolutely drives me up the fucking wall. Oh my God, that is annoying. Oh my God, that is so annoying. Oh, I don't know. I can't do anything about it. It just totally takes my train of thought off. Let's see. I was just looking at some of your questions here. Annie's asking, what happened to working with Michelle Gibson? You know, the answer is I really don't know. We were working together, and then we were working on a project, and I was having internet problems, and I couldn't work for a few months, and then I came back, and when we were working on a project about cymatics and something, Starfort cymatics and something else, I don't remember. And we were going to do another video, and then she just decided to not work with anyone. I'm like, what? Like, just no excuse. And so I don't know, she turned a cold shoulder on me for some reason, didn't give me a reason. And then I asked her for a conversation behind the scenes that is absolutely driving me fucking nuts. God damn, what the fuck is wrong with this stupid camera? Oh my God. Hold on. Let me. Oh my God, that is so annoying. I'm sorry, folks. So I asked her for oh my God, that's annoying. I asked her for to clarify her comments about on the Old World Order documentary where she said that all the Rocky Mountains were melted buildings. I asked her to clarify that for me. Would she like to have a conversation about it? She denied a conversation. So basically, I offered her, $20,000. I'll give you $20,000 to prove it. So, I don't know. She got her knickers twisted. I don't know why, and I don't know. I don't fucking care. This fucking camera's pissing me the fuck off. I swear to God it is. Oh, okay. It's really fucking annoying me. Let me remove. God, that is annoying. I'm sorry, folks. Oh, that's so fucking. Hold on. God almighty, that's annoying. Oh, why is it doing that? I don't know. I do not know how to fix this. It does this every now and then. There's no fucking rhyme or reason to it. Absolutely distracts. Just absolute fucking fuck this fucking thing. I'm sorry. Fuck it. I'll see you guys next week. This just absolutely pissed me off.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
No.
It's a mystery wrapped in a riddle inside an enigma. Don't you get it?
Say woof again! Say woof again!
I've got one that can see.
Welcome to the underground.
This is my kung fu, and it is strong.
See you later.